Some of today's most stable and prosperous nations weren't always in control of their own fate. There are several thriving countries that were once annexed, absorbed, or forced into union, and came out the other side stronger.
Hello, chums. I'm Them. This is Them's Facts.
Here are 3 countries that were once absorbed by another power and now rank among the most successful in the world. Number 3. South Korea, annexed, occupied, rebuilt. In 1910, Korea was formally annexed by Imperial Japan under the Japan-Korea Annexation Treaty. The signing was administrative, but it took place under heavy military pressure. Japanese troops were already stationed in Seoul, and Korea's sovereignty had been steadily stripped away in the preceding years. The Korean emperor did not sign the treaty. The annexation was coercive and backed by force. The Korean Empire was dissolved, and the peninsula was governed as a colony for 35 years. Japanese became the language of schools and government. Korean history was rewritten. Families were compelled to adopt Japanese names. Land surveys shifted large amounts of property into Japanese hands, and industry was redirected toward imperial expansion. In 1919, peaceful independence demonstrations spread nationwide. Authorities responded with violent crackdowns. Protesters were shot and imprisoned. In Gyumri, civilians were locked inside a church that was set on fire. Those who fled were killed. Thousands were arrested in the wider repression. During World War II, hundreds of thousands of Koreans were conscripted for labor, and many women were forced into military sexual slavery. In 1945, Japan surrendered. Korea was divided, and war soon followed. The South emerged from the 1950s impoverished and devastated. Today, South Korea is one of the world's largest economies and a leader in semiconductors, automobiles, shipbuilding, film, and music. Annexed under military dominance in 1910, it now shapes global technology and culture. Number 2. Ireland. From kingdom to union to independence. Before 1801, Ireland was technically a separate kingdom with its own parliament in Dublin. It was not fully independent in the modern sense. The British Crown ruled both Britain and Ireland, but Ireland had its own legislature and legal system. That arrangement was already unstable. Then, in 1798, the United Irishmen launched a large-scale rebellion inspired by the American and French revolutions. The uprising was brutally suppressed. Thousands were killed in fighting and reprisals. Executions and sectarian massacres followed. In the aftermath, British Prime Minister William Pitt pushed for full political union. The argument was security, prevent another rebellion and eliminate the possibility of French influence. The Act of Union in 1800 was technically passed by the Irish Parliament, but it was secured through heavy political pressure, patronage, and documented bribery. Seats and titles were offered. Opposition was worn down. In 1801, the Irish Parliament dissolved itself and Ireland was absorbed into the United Kingdom. Over the next century came land conflicts, mass evictions, the Great Famine, and rising nationalism. During the 1840s, famine, over 1 million died and another 1 million emigrated, while the island remained under British administration. In 1920, during the War of Independence, Crown forces burned parts of Cork City in reprisal attacks. Violence spread across the country. In 1922, most of Ireland left the United Kingdom. Today, Ireland stands as one of Europe's wealthiest economies and a major global corporate hub. The union was negotiated on paper, shaped by rebellion, secured by pressure, and followed by decades of unrest. Number 1. Norway, war, union, and a peaceful break. In 1814, Norway was transferred, not conquered in a distant colonial campaign, just handed over. After the Napoleonic Wars, Denmark ceded Norway to Sweden under the Treaty of Kiel. Norway had no say in the decision. Norwegian leaders resisted. They drafted a constitution and declared independence in May 1814. Sweden invaded that summer. The war was brief, lasting only weeks, and Sweden prevailed. Norway entered a union under the Swedish king. It began with war, but it was not full colonial rule. Norway kept its constitution, parliament, and internal governance. What it lost was control over foreign policy and the monarchy, which were managed from Stockholm. The union was dynastic and political, not administrative absorption. In the north, the indigenous Sami population later faced assimilation policies, including suppression of language and land rights under Norwegianization. By 1905, tensions over foreign policy authority came to a head. Norway's parliament declared the union dissolved. A national referendum followed. More than 99% voted to end it. Sweden accepted the result. No war followed. Today, Norway ranks among the most prosperous and stable countries in the world. Forced into union in 1814, fully sovereign in 1905.
That was Them's Facts. You now know more than you did before. See you in the next one. Flatten the like button, whisper to subscribe, tickle the notification bell, agitate the algorithm. I'll be waiting.